sled, body weight, and resisted treadmill are the three versions I've done most for step one. The reason this can help is because you've got such a gentle starting knee exercise, but then you can put in reps, improving and actually watching your progress to relatively well-functioning knees. So it was this backward part that originally helped me get off painkillers for my knees without having to work through pain in the process. That set the foundation for me for this whole knee over toes position. But then in my gym, the backward and the forward with the sled became our foundational exercise, because people from all walks of life could be getting therapeutic benefits while getting strength benefits, cardio benefits, different athletic positioning benefits for the lower legs. Now training mostly from home the past few years, I've mostly done this version simply because of the convenience. I'm able to hop right on, start getting that pain-free burn backward, even get some of those athletic benefits forward. And on this note, can a hill work for doing the backward? Absolutely. Hills are amazing. They're just one of the more rare ones to have a really safe hill to use. Fortunately, I think this whole hill from home concept will become a more common part of the cardio scene so more people can access the benefit of hills. By this point, I estimate I've been sent about 10,000 messages of people having some sort of win from just walking backward. But when someone in the NFL reaches out right now about their knee, you think I tell them to just walk backward? No. So the whole thing is a game of demand on the knee versus ability to handle it. So in the NFL, they have access. I'm trying to get them going on the sleds totally pain-free, but actually building up aggression and confidence in that position with load. To finish this step, we're gonna take an even broader look, because everything I just showed you is not good enough to help the people I'm trying to help right now, which is a school. The body weight version is kind of good, but boring. Metal sleds and weights is not realistic. Having enough resisted treadmills for schools is not realistic. So what's actually the workable thing for them is this fabric sled. I've got my body weight loaded on there, but you can see it's got handles so the students can actually buddy up. So you can take this, buddy up, and sit on it. But let's now go to a different environment. Let's say I walk into a bodybuilding gym. I walk up to someone and say, hey, can you give me a spot? Yeah, come over here, please, and sit right here while I drag you around the gym. That's not gonna work either. So I see all of this stuff as skills, and bodybuilding gyms have leg extension machines. So I'm no expert on a leg extension machine, but that also might be a workable way to be getting some of this similar circulation and strength for this opening step. Step two is heavily relative to rehab. For example, let's say you've stayed playing sports. Well, when you stop or jump, it's almost always heel first, or if you hike and then go downhill, it's almost always heel first. You're loading that muscle pretty good. It's under your knee, wraps around to the inside of the foot, anterior front tibialis. Tibia is the shin bone, so this is front muscle of the shin. Now let's take someone like me, partially artificial kneecap, meniscus transplant, quad tendon repair. That's a lot of time being immobilized. So much atrophy occurred through this whole leg, and then I did zero training for these muscles on the rehab. So for me, adding this to my regimen made a big deal in how I could play my sport again pain-free compared to the years of missing this in my regimen. And I'm only advising a set to burn out. You've got wall version, standing closer is easier, standing farther is harder. There's bars for it, there's machines for it. It doesn't have to throw out your whole regimen. It could be a good idea for someone to include in their step-by-step rebuild if they're struggling. And for good measure, throw in a set of calf raise. I love this wall version because it gets you in a pretty athletic position. You can feel those big toes moving, and you can smoothly scale to one leg. Now, that position is a bit awkward to load, so single leg version is then the one I would suggest for the NFL guy. I mean, I would want to be stronger than everyone at my position coming from the ground up. I'm not even saying I would do that. Sometimes genetically it's hard to match people, but that would be my mindset as an NFL player. Why not be stronger coming from that ground up? Step 4 is now most relative to step 1. For example, in my gym, we didn't do this step, but I've done tons of these over the years when I didn't really have a good space or option for step 1. The idea is to start addressing the knee now, but not even move the knee, just be moving the lower legs. So that's going to mimic some of those benefits from that step one. We've got a really smooth scale. Never, ever work through pain. It's just not worth it. For the sake of this, use high reps. Challenge yourself with reps and gradual improvement of positioning. You may get up to a point where that 2 legs just feel super comfortable and easy. Now, back to the demand versus ability, I have found, okay, to stay with basketball feeling really good, because I've often put myself through many months where I'm not even allowed to touch a weight, just to see what can I do with only my body to keep basketball feeling amazing. I found I need single leg in what feels like an athletic position, totally pain-free for high reps, like at least 20 strict reps. Now, that for me, I'm playing basketball, being able to have it be a joy. For different people, it's going to be different things. For someone else, that actually might be too risky to even try that. So long-term training at your pain-free level, that's how this works. Now we're getting into real knee over toes training, which when first studied in the 1970s was assumed to be bad. Long-term research now shows that this exercise is really effective for the knee. This is even more effective for the knee, but we're going to break this all down. The angle increases the demand, just as if you were going downhill at a steeper angle. So at easiest, you wouldn't even worry about any of that, and you would just work on now what you can handle. You could assist yourself, and then you could even roll up a towel and elevate your heel and work on this. So you've got that angle as well as distance. My personal favorite, what I do is I just hop on the slant board, start working at my pain-free level, go to a nice burn. I'm reaching out, but I mean, I'm only working at what feels really good. You could put on Marvin Gaye music, like I'm just, oh yeah, let's go. Like I'm just feeling really good. It's a great feeling once you're overcoming pain and then you're able to work on these abilities. So this stuff can be tough at first. I can say thankfully it's only gotten easier and easier for me over 15 years now of doing this. But again, never work through pain. For the sake of this program, higher reps, improving your pain-free abilities, those are the factors. This can work. This can provide even more benefits. And again, anything to elevate that heel, you could be getting similar results. To start translating this into deeper positions, something to elevate the front foot and assist has been particularly helpful for people who are out a long time with a knee problem, not only because it allows you to slowly address deeper ability, but also because it allows you to open up here, which has often become really tight from not sprinting and playing sports. We've got progression by height. Aerobic steppers are easy to get. Bumper plates in CrossFit gyms you can stack, and stairwells give you steps and something to hang on to. You'll see how this requires more flexibility to get down there. And I like this exercise particularly slowly because of how much we're doing. You've got the front ankle mobility, you've got front thigh and butt strength, and you've got all this opening up and even some strengthening going on right here. So it's a lot going on, probably the most form dependent exercise that I do. To then start translating that into deep squat strengthening, counterbalance becomes a huge factor for pain. So as you reach out, it allows people to sink lower with less knee pain, start owning that position. Then you can smoothly build up and progress heavier and closer to the body until you reach a level that feels right for your demands in life. Now the heel elevation. You don't have to elevate your heels. On any of these exercises, you could really use a variety of positions. If we've looked at everything we've done, with the sled, I'm pushing through my toes. With this one, I'm flat foot. The squats, I usually like a little heel elevation. The split squat, I then like the heel down since I'm addressing that mobility. So for each one, I'm trying to use the foot positioning that helps me maximize the results that I'm trying to mainly obtain from that exercise. And long term, we want to continue on with well-rounded abilities for the hamstrings, the glutes, the hips, the core. I've just done really detailed videos on those, but I thought this would be a relevant one to at least leave you with, because I'm using a piece of cardboard and I'm strengthening behind my knee. So you don't need any equipment. I use 10 of these at the school, but you could start this with the right surface with a piece of cardboard. To be clear on the progression, trying to squeeze your butt muscles as you flex your hamstrings. 2 legs would be easiest. Then you would try to go 2 legs up and control down with 1 leg. And for advanced people, you could work on that with 1 leg, depending on the surface. That can be really challenging. So I am pretty wiped from shooting this video, but like I said, recent videos have just covered all the hip methods. We want well-rounded body. I just want to make sure for people with the knee that it's from the ground up, that they understand how to use knees over toes and how to do so even if they've got nothing, zilch. And that was the purpose of this video. I will continue on average once a week, trying to provide the best education I can, and I'll finish out this video with showing you how my coaching works. Thanks for watching. I started this in my gym, making unlisted YouTube videos, embedding them in Google Docs, and then giving people my WhatsApp number so they could follow my programs in the gym, and then I could coach their form videos. One of those early members, Caleb, and then his brother Jacob, have worked for us for 6 years now, polishing this app. So you can see all the programs. Click on any form video and easily ask us questions and send in form videos. The first coach with me on this was Quentin, who was my first in-person client, who had the knee surgery, overcame it, dunking easily, fully understood how priceless this was for people like us who overcame these things. And now our coaching team has built out of similar people with incredible amounts of experience. You then got my mom running the customer service, just like she did in person, as kind of a person as you'll probably ever meet. And then you've got my wife behind the scenes doing the taxes and this sort of thing, the adult stuff. So that's how it works. Who's working for you? Keep us posted, because we're here to make this what you want it to be.